Welcome back for a new series I'm calling Say Yes to Life, where I spend this year saying yes to more opportunities, to things that I would normally say someday to things that I would have the best of intentions of planning, to things that I just want to do in my life and I want to do them now. So we're starting this series with something I feel like I kind of found intimidating before I actually did it, which is going to a cooking class by myself. And this for me was one of those things. It's always been on my list as something you do with a partner, with a friend, as a couple. It just never quite occurred to me to go by myself. And that is exactly what I did. I saw that one of my favorite local chefs was hosting a cooking class and decided it would be fun to go by myself. And it was, there are no words, but we're going to try to find some. The moment I walked in, I knew it was going to be a good evening. Everyone had smiles on their faces. All of the staff greeted every single person who was there, shared their name. And of course, I am in Snowbird City right now, which means I am the youngest girl in the room. And there were a lot of cute little older couples and groups there, but I ended up placed next to one lady who happened to be about 20 years my senior, and her son worked for the cooking staff. And of course, as life does, we had lots of little things in common. She lived in Atlanta. I previously lived in Atlanta. We both had very similar journeys, but there was a moment in our conversation, because as things happen when wine flows and you just get to relax and goof off and have fun with other people, we found a very similar part of our journey that I don't think I've ever connected with somebody else on person, and that is losing a parent to suicide. Part of this year for me is about healing. It's about meeting people in unexpected places. It's about being open to hearing things that the universe has to share with you. And as soon as I shared this story, as soon as she asked what had happened in my life, and she shared something very similar in her own, her face was complete shock, of course, because this was probably something she didn't expect to have that night in a conversation. But it was also just a moment where you knew that you were there for a purpose, that we were the only two people in the room who didn't know another person, who weren't there, with the expectation of like doing this with another partner. And we just had the best time. We connected in a way where both of our lives were shifting, and the universe was reminding me that it had my back. And I don't know the full extent of how the series is going to go. I will absolutely be sharing probably more in-depth recaps on the blog, but it was such a wonderful evening. I learned so many new little tips about just ways to elevate food. We had such beautiful wine pairings. The couple next to me was hilarious. They were the funniest little older couple who was there on vacation. I had the most delicious meals, some of the best conversations, and I just had a great first step in what I hope is a beautiful year of yes for me.